too. We were introduced to these young ones who were curious, diffident, and wondering where they have landed. A new environment, literally, figuratively, and here they are, August 2024. Successful? Yes. And happy to be back in their alma mater. I'm just going to take you on through their journey here at Knowledgeum Academy, and let's hear it from your horse's mouth as to what the experience was here and what did they gain and what was their momentous times here at Knowledgeum Academy, and of course, the future. So let me begin with Arundhati. Arundhati, you're going to Australia probably.
US.
No? US. Okay, you're going to the US. You decided on your college.
Yes.
Great. May I know where you're going?
University of Massachusetts, Amherst.
Wow. Can we give her a round of applause, please? How do you think Knowledgeum Academy has prepared you for college?
It's prepared me more than I thought. It has provided me with the holistic development I wished for, but I finally got it here. It helped me with all the profile building I so necessarily needed for my college applications.
Okay, thank you. What about you, Varsha? Where are you planning to go? A little bit of information on that for us, please.
I'm planning to go to Australia, mostly UNSW Sydney. And
Yes, please.
so I never really incorporated extracurricular activities into my academics. So I got a chance to do that here, and extracurricular activities always helps with scholarship applications. So in that way, my profile was already built in these 2 years. So that's how Knowledgeum actually helped me. And I've improved my public speaking skills a lot since I joined here.
Yeah, that we can see that. Okay, thank you. To my next question, Arundhati. You said that Knowledgeum Academy provided you with holistic development and all-round development which made you ready for college in the US. Which skill do you think you learned at Knowledgeum Academy which will carry you through your journey forward, and why?
I don't know if it's a skill, but obviously discipline. It taught me discipline the right way, the best way possible. Yes, it was all rigorous, but I had my classmates who shared the same rigor. So through that, I could learn discipline with my classmates, and the teachers supported me along the way. It includes time management, punctuality, and the rest, but dedication and discipline are the 2 skills.
So can you tell me, Arundhati, one thing which you did in school which you think that helped you bring that little discipline in the way you do things and helped, of course, your friends and friends together, but all of you all together, what did you all do differently that you all could get that and be here today?
I won't say making timetables, but making timetables in your head. Always writing it on paper is not helpful, but telling it to yourself that today is the deadline, you have to finish it. And deadlines for yourself may not be the same as the deadlines from the school. Just being on time, punctual with all the work given.
I hope all the juniors are listening to this. Yeah. Varsha, how about you? Which skill, I mean, you definitely told me that your public speaking skills have improved. Other than that, which skill do you think Knowledgeum Academy has inculcated in you to carry you through your journey forward?
I think it's time management and, as Arundhati mentioned, discipline. And also I've become more responsible. In these 2 years, I've studied on my own. I've never been to tuition. I've never taken extra classes. So I've become responsible for my own grades, for my functions. Everything I've done it on my own. And time management is important because if you have to complete IAs, everything on time, you need to manage your time. And with that, I also did extracurricular activities. So I think my time management skills
was the most important which you. Thank you. True, that's true enough. Given that limited time you all have managed to do so much, both whatever your studies or extracurricular, and aced all of them. Yeah, that's great. Arundhati, going back to you, What would you attribute to your success in the exam? Of course, other than time management and discipline and all that, was it your exam preparation? Was it your resources and how you organize your resources along with the time, or anything else which added that little bit of extra to achieving or acing the exams?
I think the mindset of just keep going on helped. Yes, I fell a few times, didn't score as well sometimes. The resources help, but at the end, you should feel like you will be able to do this. I think only that will help at the end of the day.
The belief in yourself and the
Yes.
positivity which you carry continuously
Yes.
is very important. Yeah, that's very good. Thank you. What about you, Varsha?
I think during pre-boards, I use different strategies to write my exams. I think just using different strategies, like for my bio exam, I used quite a lot of different strategies how to write answers. And I asked my teacher, and she helped, and I chose the best strategy which worked me out in the end. Like,
So can you give me a little bit of the strategy which would probably help your juniors, other biology students?
I think when it comes to MCQs, the best thing is just to erase out the wrong ones first, and then it will help you out a lot. And when it comes to database questions, that I think you should do it with like most peace of your mind and use most of your time on that, and understand the data a lot more better. And also, when it comes to writing long answers, you should write it in points format. I use those strategies, and also just reading the books again and again, revising your own points. And I also made my own notes, so that helped me a lot.
Arundhati, do you agree with that? Was that also your strategy?
I mean, her strategy was finding the best one for herself, the best
Yeah.
way. Yes, that has to be everyone's strategy to succeed, I believe.
Okay, thank you. Right at the beginning, you mentioned that Knowledgeum provided you with a holistic education, a wide range of opportunities for you to shine, be it in the area of art, whether it is culture, whether it is sports, and many other intellectual pursuits right from 2022 till you went in for your exams in May. I think right till the end, you were busy with so many other things. Aside, of course, from the rigor of the curriculum. Which was the most fulfilling experience of your life at Knowledge? Give me one which you think, if you look back and reflect, which IB tells you to do all the time, which would it be?
I would say, so basically because of COVID and stuff, my passion for dance, yes, it was always there, but I didn't have the opportunity to really explore more, and it just remained a hobby, right? But coming back to Knowledgeum Academy, it started giving me opportunities where I could turn hobbies into passion. And the first time was Independence Day. On Independence Day 2022, I got the opportunity to do a solo performance of Bharatanatyam. I think that opened up to many other opportunities, but that particularly, I think, will be the most memorable, getting the opportunity and giving the performance.
Thank you. Varsha, can you share some of your experience in the best one?
For me, it was when we visited the School of Sciences, and when we explored how to take TP and how to find which blood group you. That was really intriguing for me. Apart from that, I think that is where I actually found my interest for bio and chemistry, because it was a mix of both. Never knew bio and chem could come together like that. Yeah. Apart from that, I think sports schools were great, because the whole week we used to study, and weekends we used to go there and play, and it was fun. Like, we had fun competitions among friends. It was refreshing.
So a stress buster for you at the end of the week,
Yeah.
was it? Yeah, that's nice. If you had to do IB again, how would you do it differently? What would you do differently?
I think for most of the first year, I just anticipated rigor, was not fully prepared for it. I think just not thinking about, oh, what will come next, just living it, and wherever you feel the rigor, you remember that there are other classmates who are feeling the same thing. I think not, every minute thinking of what doing next will help.
Okay. So be in the moment
Yes.
and take things as they come.
I think if I were to do it again, I would have spent a lot more time on my E. I thought we have a lot of time, but in the end, it didn't happen. So I think from the first year, we should be prepared that it's going to be rigorous, and it's not like in the second year magically we will have time. We won't. So we have to be prepared from like the first year vacations. You cannot spend it freely. You need to do a little bit of research work, especially for sciences. That is what I felt rigorous in the end because I couldn't complete my E on time and the research work took a lot of time.
Okay, words of wisdom from your seniors, guys. I hope all the 11s and the 12s are listening to that. One last question from both of you. Which one piece of advice you would give your juniors to sail through the sometimes choppy waters of the IB curriculum? Other than, of course, time management and ease, what do you think was the deciding factor? Something which they need to keep in mind all the time for them to be not stressed.
Listen, it is going to be hard. There is no way you can. But worrying is not going to help. It's just going to worsen your process. What to do your best, you can't worry. So remember that. And so that you wouldn't regret anything in the future, you have to give your best now. And worrying is not going to help. It's going to be hard, but don't worry, guys. You'll be able to do it.
Can I ask you a personal question? Did you get in 8 hours of sleep every day?
No. Don't expect it.
Huh?
Don't expect it. You will not. A lot of caffeine will help.
That's not helpful, Arundhati.
But you can try to get 8 hours sleep. You're all the best, but you will but it will be worth it. You will miss it. Trust me, you will miss all of it.
I feel like we should take some days off also, like some days rest. Rest days definitely help wherein you're not worrying about your studies and you're just relaxing and then you should be like, yes, tomorrow I'll come back stronger. So that attitude should always be there. And I feel every day studying whatever is taught will really help a lot so that it stays fresh in your mind. And yeah.
So you all heard both Arundhati and Varsha are successful candidates and they've been there, done it, and they have come out stronger, more confident, and with a lot of words of wisdom for you, all the younger ones. So I hope that helps prepare you all for the coming years. I think Arundhati and Varsha will take a couple of questions from the audience.
Have you ever worked out, and if you have, how do you come back from that academic reason?
Have you heard of fake it till you make it?
Oh yeah.
All you can do is that you will burn out, and by the end, you will burn out every day, every hour. You can't do anything, but listen, there are many people to help. You can go to your friends, you can go to your teachers, they will understand. They have had many students who have gone through the same thing. They will understand, they'll give you more time, more advice, more guidance. You will be able to do it. Just be mentally prepared that you will be burnt out, if that makes sense to you.
One more question from the audience. Yes.
So, what was your motivation to keep going on, and what tips would you give to help someone find their motivation for this program?
Truly, my motivation was getting into a great university with good scholarship. I think that should be reason enough to motivate yourself. But you have to understand that this curriculum, you also have extracurriculars which are not really extra. They are a part of your curriculum itself. They help you not get burned out very easily. So there are these little things in this curriculum which accelerate your process, motivate you more. So I think that will help you.
So for me, my motivation was to get a 7 in bio because like for 1.5 years I was straight up getting 6. Even if it was a high 6, I was just stuck at a 6. So that actually helped me push myself to actually get a 7 in bio. And yeah, that you will actually find your motivation as and when you go through your journey.
Okay, so let's welcome Srinivas. So Srinivas, we just had a lot of questions for both of them which they answer. Perhaps I can ask you a couple of questions. Srinivas, first of all, congratulations. I believe you're going to NYU.
Yes.
To do what? What is your?
I'm doing computer engineering at TAG,
Oh,
NYU.
That's great. Because I go backward because the kids ask them, what was your motivation for doing what you did in the last 2 years?
So I've always wanted to go abroad, so that's why I chose IB. Initially, I was like, I didn't want to start with the Indian curriculums anymore, so I looked into IB and IGCSE. Then I looked into the top universities abroad, and I applied to NYU, University of Edinburgh, NUS, and universities like that. And I aim to get a spot at one of them. And now I'm going to NYU.
You can share the full name of it.
New York University.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what was when you did your IB, the last, you were privileged to be the first batch of Knowledgeum Academy.
Yes.
And Arundhati shared that Knowledgeum Academy provided her with a holistic education. What was your best takeaway from the Knowledgeum Academy?
So being the first batch of Knowledgeum Academy, we had a lot of freedom and things to sort of change how the management treats us and what feedback we can give them as well. So the first batch was very unique compared to the second and third. So I'd say we had more freedom to do what we wanted in the IB.
So what was your best experience at Knowledge?
For me personally, the best experience was the labs and my chemistry internal assessment specifically.
Why internal assessment specifically and chemistry of that?
So I had the opportunity to synthesize paracetamol from scratch. So I learned a lot about the lab methodologies, chromatography and things like that. Ended up making almost 100% pure grade paracetamol from scratch. So I'd say that was the most memorable experience.
Okay. So your chemistry lab was your learning experiences, and some of the skills you picked up from that is going to be useful for you in your college. Which one skill do you think will help you sail through college, which you learned in school or honed in school?
So one of the most underrated skills that people tend to forget before going into college is writing lab reports and research papers. So I already wrote a handful of research papers. Most people wouldn't have by 12th grade. So I already have an experience with LaTeX, professional sort of lab reports and research writing in general. So with LaTeX and writing reports, I'd say that's the biggest takeaway from the IB.
Thank you, Srinivas. Thank you for
You can give advice, please.
Yeah. Questions for Srinivas? Yeah, Srinivas. Something you want to share?
Your advice.
Your advice to your junior college?
So where do you guys want to go?
Oh, sorry, take that.
Yeah. Where do you guys actually want to go? Yeah, tell me. No, I did not apply to Oxford. I applied to NYU, University of Edinburgh, NUS. I got into Edinburgh and NYU. So I chose NYU. They will give me need-based, but internationals they don't usually consider for scholarships. So no scholarships. Anyone else?
Your advice.
Advice depends on where you want to go. Yeah, you tell me. Where do you want to go? Yeah.
How to prepare these 2 years?
Are you just starting DP1?
Yeah.
You're starting DP1. Okay.
Advise them how to go about that.
Words of wisdom, how they are going to be maneuvering these 2 years of IB.
What are the
How to do, what not to do and what to do.
Yeah, tell me.
Probably the US.
Okay, so for the US, I'd say you should focus more on extracurriculars. Do focus more on the EE and IAs. The first 6 months, people tend to forget about it, but I'd say you should focus on it more. First year, get rid of it. Second year, focus on past papers. Get above a 40, ideally, and then you can even get into MIT.
What about the
The UK? So for the UK, it's a bit different. You don't have to focus on extracurriculars as much. It's more academic based. So still focus on it, but not as much. Focus on getting a 42 and above for the UK, and I'm sure you can get into any college in the UK.
Share his 2 learning strategies with it that work for you.
Okay, so the 2 biggest learning strategies are active recall and spaced repetition. So your brain tends to forget things in a curve. So if you can abuse that curve, learn how you tend to forget things. Active recall helps you to sort of remember things based on how, like exactly when you're going to forget them. So if you actively recall, you're not going to forget them as soon. Say today you did something, you actively recalled it. Next month you do it again. Then 2 months after, keep doing it. All the 12 chapters, say physics for example, don't forget about mechanics just because it was done in DP1. Keep doing it, and eventually you'll master it.
Thank you. Thank you.